What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Verasity today. This one comes to us at the request of Average Jane. We're doing this one for you. Looking at this thing on the monthly, it's been around for a little bit, you know, more than some cryptos, but less than some cryptos as well. Been around since December of 2019, right in like the beginning of the last bull cycle, right? Well after the cycle lows for Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. BTC USD. Yeah, the cycle lows were back in 2018, where this came out in 2019. So somewhere around that time, pre-COVID, right? Like right in the midst of like when COVID was going on in China, but nobody really knew about it. If you were in the crypto space and you guys watch box mining, I'm pretty sure box mining was doing like live COVID updates daily, man. Like whenever that happened, before anybody in the U.S. knew about it. So that's kind of something I love about crypto, you guys. I'm going on a whole tangent here, but like I literally watched the insurrection at the White House happen live. There was like one of 1,800 people, or maybe it was 800 people watching on Tone Base's channel, and he had a live of it. Like I literally, before anybody saw on the news or like knew what was going on, like I was able to see that before anybody knew about COVID. I knew what COVID was, and I feel like crypto. I'm not saying I knew. I've got the secrets. No, I'm saying crypto is an avenue for us all, you guys. There are people all around the world who are doing all kinds of things, who are into this shit, and they let us know what's going on in their day-to-day lives too, outside of crypto. So I think it's really cool, this community, you guys. Just being in crypto, man, you can be made aware of things before the mainstream media ever catches on. It's kind of cool. I just noticed I got a little, that's some peanut butter. My daughter got me. She got me. Anyways, guys. Anyways, back to the TA of Verasity. Veracity. I don't know. I think it's Veracity. Looking at it here on KuCoin, the USDT pairing up. To my knowledge, this is the most historical data or close to it. So we're going to go off of this. It's the biggest exchange too out of the available exchanges. So what I do like about this, going right off the bat, talking about this, I think this is something to take into consideration. It's not on any of the big exchanges other than KuCoin, right? It's on Bittrex, sure. It's on Bybit, blah, 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 all these coins, but all these crypto exchanges. But it's not on Binance, Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, Binance US. If that'll ever be a thing again, I don't know. I might be missing another exchange, I don't know. But it's not on the big ones just yet, and that does leave the door open for exchanges to accumulate this coin to sell to their retail buyers, to sell to their customer bases. And that's always a good kind of fundamental. It doesn't seem like a fundamental, but it's a good fundamental value to have. Pre-exchange prices are always lower than post-exchange prices. Now, when they do get listed on the exchanges, most times, almost always, you guys, it's like 90+% of the time, do these coins take a shit afterwards. Maybe they don't do it immediately afterwards. Maybe they have a big pump the day they get listed and they dump the next day. Maybe it's 6 weeks after, but at some point, relatively within the time that they are released on the exchange, very often they do take dramatic drops. And that can happen in the middle of the bull market. So even that dramatic drop might not indicate that all things are over, that it's done going up from there, but it might just be indicating that it's taking a break. Dogecoin itself was taking a massive shit whenever it got listed on Coinbase. But anyways, looking at this thing here, coming at it right now, you can see that, I don't know why I said it like that, but VRA USDT on KuCoin, the most volume that it's experienced in its existence was coming off of this low right here, this higher low. Very, very bullish engulfing candle. It engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, over half a year's worth of candles essentially in 1 month's time. So that's with very massive volume. And then it continued to have massive volume the 2 months preceding that. I think that this is the low. I don't think it's going to go lower than that. I actually think that you might even have found your next higher low here. Things are looking good, man. You're up 33%. But we're on the monthly. Things can look good right now, but they might not look as good in the shorter term time frames. But man, this week we are up 33% this week. Wow. Yep. I mean, that makes sense. 33% on the month. It's the first week of the month right now. Bounced off an area in your RSI that you have bounced off of twice before. The last time you bounced off of this, it wasn't, too much. You did go up and it postponed the inevitable drop that you had, but the first time that you bounced off of this area, you went up, man. You had to move kind of like this, right? And then you moved down, sideways, consolidated for a little bit. Then you moved up again, sideways, consolidated, and then you went on a run. So, in that kind of respect, if we were to see something like this, from the low to when we like really took off. That was about 11 weeks from this low to where we'd really take off. 11 weeks would be, you know, sometime in November or in the very beginning of December, actually, that we might start to take off. That's not when things are going to be high, but you might be seeing this thing rally toward the end of the year and the beginning of next year. It might literally do some crazy stuff. And then maybe it takes a break, takes a consolidation period like this around the time of the halving or just before the halving, as would most crypto, I would assume. But this thing, you guys, it might be getting ready for quite a move here. We might be seeing a move that, I mean, with this kind of movement from this high up right now, we're up 35% now. You could see a move that takes you all the way up to new all-time highs by the end of the year or at some point in the beginning of next year. Man, I really don't like that. But anyways, let's see. Looking at Coinbase here. Shout out to Cannabis Outlaws. Just saw you on the page real quick there. Yeah, right there. Let's see. Looking at VRA. What are you at? Number 315. Very low cap coin. Nice to see. $69 million market cap. Fully diluted market cap would be $744 million. I don't like that normally. But that's okay. That doesn't, you know, I always say that, but that doesn't mean that it's an absolute scam. There aren't any tokenomics available. Let's look into it a little bit. You know, I might have looked into this already. I don't know, but VRA, Verasity, white paper, maybe. Yeah. There we go. The future. It's always the future, man. It's never the past. The past of esports digital entertainment. It's always the future. The current. Anyways, let's see here. Let's try to find some tokenomics on this thing. Use cases. Yeah. It's going to be a token so that you can secure your digital video game goods and have like unique identifiers to it. You know, I don't even have to read it, but like it's going to be something like that. And I'm sure that it has its own unique niche thing. I'm not trying to read that as well. I'm just trying to read the tokenomics, which might be here. Let's see. Digital has been reached. And 70 billion. Veracity's addressable market 40%. Services. Page streaming. Let's see. We'll see, and then it talks about this. It's like Verasity is going to help against NFT fraud. You know, I bet a lot of the people that got fraudulent NFTs, they probably didn't know what they were doing. They weren't like they were new to crypto. They didn't know what they're doing. They were literally just buying copies. You know, probably most of them. I'm sure that there are some that were more sophisticated. I don't know. I'm just speaking, you know, from what I would assume, but. I would bet it's not that Verasity is going to help with that. It's that, you know, if you're in crypto, if you're using a secure blockchain, and you know how to use it, you don't, you know, it doesn't matter what crypto you're using, you won't be buying fraudulent NFTs. But if you don't know what you're doing, maybe it's a little bit easier. You know, some people, whenever I first heard about Bitcoin, I was like, is it an actual coin? Can I buy it? Like, and you know, if someone was like, yeah, here's a Bitcoin right here, I'll sell it to you right now. Like, I might have been like, ooh, maybe. But, I don't know. You know, I'm giving an example. Like, if you don't know about crypto, then you're probably prone to crypto scams. That makes sense to me. And I believe that through Verasity you can fight NFT, scams and stuff like that. I believe that, but that's hopefully because it has a solid blockchain that is immutable. It's public. It's you know, you can't falsify it. Something like that. You know, it's a secure blockchain. I'm just talking right now. Let's see. Chain authentication, blah, blah. Where are the rewards? I want to see the rewards. Proof of view, huh? Vera Esports, Vera Wallet. Offers VRA holders 18.25% staking per year option. It's a very high staking amount, and I'm pretty sure that can change, you know, especially when you see high staking amounts like that. They do change, but that is a lot. Yeah, it's all just going into itself. I'm sure nobody's taking money out of it. No one's putting money into the ecosystem and gaining profits off of it. Let's see. Veracity revenues are used for VRA buyback. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool. Fair views adoption is increased. and Veracity's revenues are used for operating expenses and VRA buybacks. So operating expenses, to kind of keep, taking the money out, right? That's what I was just talking about. But also they'll buy some of it back. That's kind of cool. That's what BNB does. That's what Binance does with BNB, and that has been an overall good model for them. But they're... I'm not seeing anything on the tokenomics. Give me your accomplishments. Give me all your promises. You're just like every crypto. Watch and earn. Okay, that's kind of cool. You can watch stuff and earn. Probably not enough, but that's kind of cool. It's a nice little tool. You can watch it on YouTube and stuff too. You don't even have to use like BitTube. You can actually. That's kind of cool. Proof of view technology. But that's what I want to know. Like how many of these coins are locked up in the DAO? How many are allocated to founders? Like what's the allocation? Man, I don't know, man. I might have to get into this. Just like participating in the ecosystem itself. I love gaming, man. Let me just see. What makes us different? Let's see. I just want to read this real quick. The Vera esports tournament site offers dynamic functionalities that common esport tournament sites lack. Okay, so it's talking about not for crypto, but for esports stuff. Okay, cool. Never mind. Select from participating VRA publishers, visit the site, watch great content, and earn VRA. Also discover sites where you can be rewarded for watching ads in Veracity's mobile apps. Participate in quizzes and games, earn more VRA. Stake it. It tells you how to participate, but it doesn't tell you how much of the tokens are where. I'm sorry I'm a little bit off the deep end here, guys, but we're looking. We're trying to find it. We're about halfway through this, so just help me out real quick. Or stay patient is what I'm trying to ask. Player must be viewable. POV data. Core leadership team. I don't know anything about these guys. I feel like I actually know this guy. Was he involved in credits? I don't know. He might have been involved in credits. Credits was a legit coin, but it just never took off. It didn't do well. Maybe he wasn't involved in credits. Maybe there's another guy named Sergey involved in that. It's a common name. Let's see. 100 billion POV proof of view foundation tokens are minted. It's previously discussed on August 23rd. Hold on, maybe here. Token information. Okay, here we go. All right, proof of view foundation tokens are minted to serve as marker tokens for data circulation within Veracity's ad tech stack. During ad campaigns for NFT minting and Veraverse for DRM, for corporate acquisitions, and for related activities for the benefit of achieving the business objectives of the company. In total, 100 billion POV foundation tokens are minted, as previously discussed on August 23rd, 2021, in our in-depth Medium article. Of these, we intend to set aside 10 billion tokens in a war chest to fund potential corporate acquisitions to advance the adoption of Veracity's technology. That may also include incentivizing new or existing management in connection with such acquisitions. So 100 billion, right? But those are POV tokens, right? 100. This you have million, 10. Total supply is 110 billion. Okay. So 100, I would assume that that's what these are, right? The VR, it says POV tokens, 100 billion POV foundation tokens, but is that the VRA? I'll read your, let's see. Proof of view, Verachain. I'm sorry, guys, this might be a little bit slower paced, but I want to give it a genuine, I want to get some knowledge on it. Let's see. Yada yada yada. I think it is. I think it still is VRA. But let me go back to this. Oh no, I was right there, man. VRA Veracity white paper. gonna have to scroll down a little bit. Sorry, guys. But basically, you know, as far as the TA goes, if we want to get back to that real quick, in case I'm boring anybody, I think we do find some resistance at the moment. We probably come down, and then we continue to build our way up. If this thing is legit, if it is a legitimate project, I see no reason why it couldn't achieve new all-time highs. It does have a market cap of $69 million right now. With that kind of market cap, you really could see hundreds of X's in growths, maybe even 1,000X in growth. Would you? 100? Yeah, you could even, that would be 69 billion for 1,000X. But with this amount of undiluted supply, you know, the market cap itself might be potentially, it could achieve a 1,000X in growth, but the price itself might not, right? The more tokens that get put into the circulating supply, the higher up the market cap goes, even if the same price stays here. So I am a little bit curious to see how many tokens will be. That's really what I'm trying to find, is how often are tokens released? Are they released like every day? Are they all locked up in this? It sounds like they're all locked up, man, but let me just look real quick, because out of all of them, 10 billion are out. There's still 100 billion that are not. That I don't like that. I don't like that personally, but that's okay. Token ticker is VRA, so I would assume that whenever they are saying that 100 billion proof of view foundation tokens are minted on August 23rd in 2021, 10 billion tokens are in the war chest, so they have 100 billion that are minted for your proof of view stuff. Is that what it is? They're all set aside for proof of view? Like, maybe that's what it is. You know, that kind of stuff, you guys. Like, if somebody has access to those coins, and I'm sure it's not just one person. If it is one person, that's a very big point of weakness. But if it's like multiple people, you know, they can scheme together. There's been people, man, that have faked their own deaths in like the height of the markets. They've like gone to India and faked their own deaths, or you know, I forget what it was called, but it was like a Canadian exchange for crypto, and this guy literally did that. He went to India and had a fake death certificate, and ran away with like $100 or a couple $100 million or something like that. And that's because he held the key to the cold storage wallet. Like, he knew all the information, and he was the CEO, so nobody thought he'd do that. But when you have somebody who has the potential to run off with all your tokens, it's not that they're going to. It's just that potential there. I don't like that. I personally don't like that. Powered by proof of view. So I would assume that all of these, just from reading this, that all of these unminted tokens are locked up, saved for proof of view. So like to mine it, essentially, to receive rewards in it, in the VRA token itself, the form of the VRA token, you do views on e-tournaments, on esports, on ads, whatever, mobile gaming devices, stuff like that, and that's how these are going to be released. And if that's the case, if it's done in a timely manner, this could be very bullish this cycle. It really could be. But if there's a way to unlock some of those and use them for other purposes, that might not be a good thing. That might not be a good thing at all. So just be aware of that. And it said 10 billion of them were used, right? 10 billion tokens in the war chest to fund potential corporate acquisitions to advance. So that means 10. So what? Does that mean that really there's only, out of all of these coins, there's only 249 million, 250 million that aren't allocated to the people who made this thing? Like, I'm confused, you know, which would make sense, because if you only get it through views, I'm sure not everybody's using this for views yet. So, I mean, that could make sense. I don't know, man. But you can also buy the coin. You can also buy the coin and sell the coin on exchanges. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to think of that. That's beyond me. I'm a technical guy. I'm trying to be a fundamental guy right now. Eventually, the 10 billion tokens we've allocated for acquisition purposes may make their way back into the circulating supply. Aha. And when a target company is acquired, but only at a time by which the value of the company Verasity is acquired is added to our own market cap through the growth of Verasity as a result of the acquisition. Until then, they do not contribute to our circulating supply. You know, this was back in 2021. So as of quarter 2 of 2022, Veracity's acquisition targets are 2 large video publishers that will enable us to push traffic through VRA and refine our product. Marker tokens will not be made available for trading outside circulation within the proof of view system. Okay, that's nice. Has been verified by smart contract audit conducted by Lociro. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I'm really, I know that this might be confusing, guys, and help me if I'm ignorant, you know, because I very much don't like understand everything here. But from what it sounds like, a lot of these coins, most of these coins are locked up for Vera views. You get them as rewards, but I'm not 100% on that, right? Because out of that would mean that out of the total supply, that the only way that these uncirculated coins will be put into the circulating supply is if everybody starts to use this thing and they start to get their views, they start to get rewards through their views and stuff like that, which I would assume would take time. I would assume it would take a lot of time to get it fully diluted. And if that's the case, cool, that's good. This thing definitely has like multi-hundred X potential in this coming cycle. But if not, if like 100, like if 10 billion coins are released this cycle, you know, that can put a damper in things. 10% of what's locked up gets released right now. By the end of this cycle, that can be pretty detrimental. You know, 10% of what's locked up would be double the current circulating supply. So instead of, you know, like if it had 100x potential, it would then have 50x potential. You know, if that. So, but anyways, back to the TA. Back to talking about things that are inside my realm of knowledge. From the current price to where the all-time high is, that would be about a 12, 13. That'd be about a 13x actually. So 13x there, not bad. And then from there, you'd probably go up higher. I do think it goes higher than its all-time high, just, you know, going off of what I assume to know with this thing. I do think that it goes, you know, somewhere up around 24 cents, maybe even up to 87 cents from the current price. That would give you a 35 to a 125x, 120, 130x. Nice, not bad. Yeah. So definitely 100x potential in this thing, definitely multi-100x potential. It could even go up to its 2272. We've seen enough coins do that as well. You know, damn, if that is a 120x, right? Yeah, 126x, 100 something like that. If it was to go all the way up here, that would be a 1500x, which would be insane. But from the current price, that would give it probably about $130 billion market cap. I don't think that it deserves that. I don't think that it'll see that, but it is possible, you know, especially if it gains traction, maybe in a cycle down the line. But, you know, maybe instead of something like that, it goes halfway through that. Maybe you see like again, a 1000x in itself would be a $70 billion market cap. Maybe it does a 500x, which would be, that would be, you know, somewhere like right up here. I don't know, something like that. It could see prices all the way up at like this 1886, somewhere around 236 by the end of the cycle. But for now, let's stay grounded. Let's kind of keep our eyes at this 24 cent to 87 cent area. See how it reacts. I bet you will find turbulence in this. Let me come on now. On this golden area, the 6.9 to the 618 at about 2.7 to 2.1 cents, somewhere around there. I bet you come up and you find a little bit of resistance in this area. If you have a positive reaction, you know, a positive reaction would look like this. You find resistance, you come down, find support, and then boom, on your next time up. It would also look like, you know, you struggle up here a little bit, meander, and then you go off to the races. Or you just go through it on your first attempt, come back to this area, find support, and then go. You don't have to do any of those things. You can have a positive reaction without any of those kind of looks, but at the moment, you know, past all the boring stuff that I was trying to figure out that I really didn't figure out much of. I got a little bit of an understanding of it, but still, you know, help educate me, guys. You know, I'm doing my best to kind of bring what I know to the table, but if you guys know something that I don't, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm not going to get upset that you're correcting me, you know, like, unless you're calling me names, you know, but I do think, you know, you have higher lows, you have higher highs right now. This looks like it's in a nice uptrend. You have a lot of volume coming off of this low here, this cycle low, and you're getting volume coming in that you haven't seen since then. Off of this low moving up like this. So I think that you are probably doing something like this right now, getting your bearings together. As you move closer to the previous high, you're going to start to see some explosive movements up. The weekly RSI is very strong. When you get into the overbought zone, it's common to, you know, come down and cool off, and then you make another move up. You know, as long as it hangs above this like 50 area, that would promote strength, and especially if it hangs above this 60 area, if it like comes down here for support, that would be even stronger kind of ideas. Let me see on the daily. Very overbought, man. You are very, very overbought right now. You are 94 on the RSI. That is hot, man. You've done this once before where you've been this hot, And oh, twice before. Man, you like to pump, don't you? When you decide to pump, you like to go up. Let's see. Very high, very explosive move up there. Very high readings here, very explosive move right there too. So, and you saw some rather high RSI readings beforehand. So I bet you do. You probably do at some point come down to find a little bit of a correction. You are up 4% today, and your volume is dying off as you're going higher. So I bet you do find some sort of a correction relatively soon. Maybe you're at about 67% of 1 cent right now. Maybe you go down here to the 382 at about 55% of 1 cent, something like that. And then from there you continue to go higher. Maybe you go a little bit higher first and then you go down, but wherever from low to high, wherever the relative 382 is, I would expect you go there before continuing higher. You might even, because it's such a low cap coin, you might even go all the way back to your golden ratio and find support from there. Something like that. Wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be totally out of the realms of expectation. But if you look at the 4-hour, man, wow, this 4-hour RSI is ridiculous. It's been in the overbought zone. It's struggling to get out of the overbought zone, which is just crazy. But I think that you'll see that happen once you break structure in your price, probably. Which this is kind of your structure right here, like that, yeah. So once you break this line and you're out of your overbought zone, which I guess you'd be out of your overbought zone before, but that might be a kind of convincing argument there. You are decreasing in volume. I think again, if you do continue to go up from here, it's not going to be sustained for too long. I would bet that you come somewhere around like 52% of a penny, maybe 55% of a penny. This is where your volume died off from here. So from the low points, this is also a previous area of support, now a previous area of resistance as well. So somewhere around 52 to 55% of a penny would make sense to me. That is around the overall kind of 382 from low to high that you've got. So down first, maybe you do go up a little bit more. You have a very strong RSI right now. Maybe you do go up a little bit more. Man, it just looks so good. It's like neutral RSI, but in a very bullish posturing. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. This thing likes to show its strength, that's for sure. Kind of exciting to see. Definitely exciting to see. This is rumblings of an overall good thing in crypto markets. Whenever we start to see a bunch of coins doing stuff like this, which we have been, there's a lot more coins that are doing things now instead of just being boring. Definitely nice to see. Let's see, how big is this move up overall? 80-something percent, 88%. You're just getting really strong move or a really strong reading, because even though it's 88%, which isn't much in crypto, that's still a lot. Anybody would be happy with that, but that really isn't too much. You're getting insanely strong readings on your RSI because you've just been so boring for so long, man. You've really, relatively speaking, this is the strongest move you've seen in a while. So I do think you're going to have some kind of drawback soon. You are, yeah, maybe you do go up a little bit more, maybe. You're at 6.7, or you're at 67% of a cent. Maybe you move up to 80% of a penny or just below that, something like that, and then you go lower. But I do think, again, 52 to 55% of a cent would make sense to me. So lower first overall, and then we'll talk about higher prices. But again, for anybody that knows more on the tokenomics of VRA, if I'm confused or if I've said anything that was incorrect, let me know. I'll correct it in my next video. I feel like I feel like it's somewhat clear, but at the same time, some things are a little bit out of my realm of understanding. So, yeah. Anyways, take care, everybody. Have a good day. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.